me. I don't see you. Where? There he is. I see him right here. Thank you. So for the last 3.5 years, we lived in Geneva. Logan and I always loved Geneva. But I never anticipated us moving next to his soulmate. So here he is, Brian Wepner. Take it away.
Thank you. I've never done this before. My name is Brian. I'm an alcoholic. I don't know what to say. So, I was a realtor on the house that they bought. Logan was a bit stiff. Because I'm like, you are going to have twins with long blonde hair and blue eyes while you're on all your mini guy trips away. And, we were talking about this, and one thing about Logan is he never, ever doesn't have a smart-ass comment to say. He's either golfing, playing volleyball, bowling, golfing, playing baseball. But one thing I noticed when I heard about how he met Carrie, Logan was probably in his mid-30s, working, as like a landlord at U of I, casing the college girls. It was kind of like a cross between Ted Bundy and John Wayne Gacy. And he's like, oh, they love me. I was making like $800 a month. I had like a 20% coverage on my hair. But in all honesty, he's become one of my best friends. We love them and their boys. And I've enjoyed meeting everybody here. They're amazing neighbors. Logan's become like a brother to me. Kara's like a sister to me. We love them constantly, appreciate it. And I look forward to many, many more years with you guys. Happy birthday, everybody.
Great, so actually I have some stuff to share. So I just had a couple stories that I wanted to share that shine a little light on my friendship with Logan, as well as his true character. I take you to the year 1999. I'm a new kid in school, Stillman Valley High School.
Okay, all right.
I meet Logan and become pals with him. Feel like we're pretty tight. And one day, we're on AOL Instant Messenger, typing away with my new friend Logan. This is so fun. I began to share some very sensitive information about a girl I liked in class. Really bared my soul to that. I thought the conversation was done when I logged off that night. I show up to school the next day. Logan comes marching up to me with a printout of the whole conversation.
They have no memory of it.
This is all true. Comes up to my locker, shows this thing to me. And I don't know what he's planning. I'm a new kid in school. I don't have the confidence to overcome something like this. But the funny part is, he really didn't use it as leverage or blackmail. I think he just wanted to see the new kid, vulnerable new kid, squirm a little.
He's still holding on to it, Dan.
Yeah, it's filed away somewhere.
Show it to Megan Hagen.
Oh, so he does remember. He does remember. And you can't show that. Fast forward, maybe a year or so. Somehow Logan regains my trust. And I come to the conclusion to let him borrow my Bone Thugs and Harmony CD. Some time goes by, and I decide to ask for it back. It's a wonderful album, I mean, Crossroads shout out, right? Wonderful album. So I say, Logan, can we get that back, please?
He tells me it was.
He tells me it was stolen. Along with some of his other CDs.
So
I find myself at my very own crossroads, sorting backwards. And you want to know what I think happened to my Bone Thugs in Harmony CD? I think Logan lied about it being stolen and wanted to keep it forever. And if you search his house, he has it still in his possession to this day.
I saw it today. He's got it.
Yeah.
I saw it. He's got it.
You met him at the crossroads?
Yeah.
Over there. So I'm sorry, Harry, but this is the man you decide to have children with. Not great, not a great look. But I will say, I mentioned being a new kid in school 25 years ago. And if any of you have ever moved to a new area, especially as a vulnerable teenager, meeting your very first friend in an area is it's the biggest thing in your life at that moment. And Logan was that person for me. And I will forever love him dearly for that, even though he tortured me a little bit. But he truly was, my first friend, becomes one of my best friends for 25 years. Can't put a price on that, no matter how badly I want my Bone Thugs and Harmony CD. Love you, man.
Second oldest friends, Corey Myers. His mom used to babysit Logan, I believe, when he was like 5 years old. Yeah. So Corey, if anyone, he's got the dirt, like, right? Let's hear from Corey. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not as prepared as my predecessors. I got notes. And they're pretty extensive, so I'll probably be up here for a while. My memory doesn't go far back to back when we were 4, 5. Yeah, but we'll get to some stuff. I want to start off with a PSA though. I love a lot of people in this room. I don't want to offend anybody tonight. I'm just trying to get some cheap laughs from our mutual hatred of Logan. I'm not looking to become the white Chris Rock. I know I'm not a comedian. I don't want to get slapped. But if you do get offended by anything I have to say, I'd suggest you talk with Gleb. Gleb, raise your hand. Because by the time you're done talking with him, you're going to forget all the mildly offensive stuff I said. And he's going to be public enemy number 1. So I also want to make fun of some of the other guests that are here because they were in front of us, and it'll be good. Brian, I'm so jealous of your hair. When Logan told me he had moved in next to David Lee Roth, I was like, shit. My spot in his friendships, I'm gonna get porked out. It's just what's gonna happen. And I'm actually surprised that you decided to show up today, and show up in public with the Diddy list about to drop. And Bob is here. I haven't seen Bob in forever. I'm surprised he's here. He's hardly ever here. I actually asked Carrie, how did you get Bob to come? And it turns out she had to get super into it all. Bob actually showed up thinking he won a Corvette from Publishers Clearinghouse. So sorry to bring that to you. Yeah.
I'll get the Corvette.
Yeah. So those who don't know, Bob's a judge. He's a big time deal. And knowing Bob growing up, the odds of him becoming a judge, well, they were just below the odds of him getting served by a judge. And Dan, it breaks my heart to find out Logan's your first friend. That's not my notes. Just came up with that one. But it is fun to watch Dan raise a family now, now and like become like the man that he is now. Like his daughter Isla, like is such good friends with like our daughters, and it's so cool. And then like his son Connor, like I know Dan is just waiting for the day when Connor's like 8 or 9, when Dan's like wardrobe will double, and like they can share Ninja Turtle costumes. Like it's Dan just can't wait. And Scott, I'm not gonna leave you out. Like he is seriously one of the funniest and smartest people I know. He's like the only person I know that actually came up with like a useful use for AI, right? Like he like obviously before he showed up today, he was just like, can I get an outfit for a Disney villain that now runs a jazz club? Nailed it. Chad, it's so cool to see Chad here as well. Like, it's a Saturday. College football is like Chad's life. Like, Ohio State had a big win, racing out like out on a bender, or like this time of year it's super busy with all the barn raisings going on. Like, it's really hard to get him here. All right, I got one more. One more, and then I'm gonna get into Logan stuff. Patrick. Patrick. Those who don't know Patrick, he's like a buddy of mine from like work, which is super cool. Like when you get like different groups of friends together at like things, and you see like new friendships like grow out of it, right? Like super cool. But like in this case, it's more of like really cool being able to like reunite two long lost half brothers. Like Patrick, went to raise your hand. Yeah, Dan Johnson has some very, very strong genes. Like I don't know what he's been telling you, Chris. Like if you have like business trips, but like say hi to your son. They look identical. Like honestly, like I thought I liked Patrick because of like he's a cool guy to hang out with, really cool personality, and it's just like, oh no, you just remind me of like my childhood friend. So sorry. All right, Logan stuff. So 40 years, like that's amazing. But like my opinion, Logan hasn't aged in like 10 years, right? Like, but that's because he looked like he was 45 and he was 30. Like, it's not that big of an accomplishment. The best part of hanging out with Logan is like all the free stuff that we get, because everybody just assumes he's got a terminal illness. Like I'm still waiting to hear back from Make-A-Wish Foundation about that Disney trip that like my freakishly tall, sick 9-year-old really wants. I don't think they bought it. But yeah, I've known Logan for a long time, like high school. Dan was giving some high school stories, but like most of you probably didn't know him then, but like let me paint the picture. Man, every time I move this, I gotta scroll back up. Sorry. So like Logan in high school, Abercrombie t-shirt, leather thong sandals, right?
Yeah.
Puka shell necklace. He looked like the rejected fifth member in 98 Degrees. He was like straight out of central casting for tall frat guy. Nailed it. And then also went to college. Dude is just like terrible at math. Here's like a nerd joke. He doesn't know his ass from an asymptote. Yeah. All right. I think I'm getting reeled in. So like having to teach him like math was like trying to teach Justin Fields like a West Coast offense. Like it's a thing. But like so through college, I witnessed a lot of terrible dates with Logan. I'm surprised he never ended up on an episode of Catfish. Any decent date that he had left as soon as they saw the Dane Cook comedy albums that he had. Like seriously. But like thankfully Carrie came around and like married Logan. Like he's just so lucky that like she's got a thing for that guy in that movie Powder. So like we lived together actually in college, and like I saw him against my will naked, like a lot. So I've like throughout the rest of my life, I've been like patiently like waiting and cheering him on as he's become so successful in life, hoping I can get my own like Me Too moment, right? Like just like mooch off of some of that wealth. But like at this point, I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot left, because like he took all that money that he saved on haircuts and shampoo and spent it all on that Ford Bronco. it's just like driving around in my retirement phone. Like it's frustrating, to say the least. I was going to tell, I told Carrie about that because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and she's like, well, your retirement account, but like, I was more concerned about like the college savings for the boys. And I was like, oh, luckily they're going to be good at basketball, right? Like, you guys are like super tall. Like, even if they stink at basketball, like in today's age, just like tell them that they think they're female golf professionals. Like, they'll get a fucking scholarship. Oh yeah, glove stuff. No, I'm done with glove stuff. I've only got like 2 more paragraphs. I apologize. But those who do know Logan, like one of the strongest characteristics about him is his competitiveness. Like the dude is just like always got to be the best at everything, and like luckily for him, he tends to be. But that doesn't stop him from doing some like questionable stuff, right? Like he cheated one time at fantasy football to get Greg Jennings. Like,
I remember that.
yeah, you were in the league, Bob. Like you're like, no more. I'm done with this.
Before
stuff.
Bob got kicked out.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I forgot about that. But like those of you who don't like follow football or play fantasy sports, it's like, say you were like in a local election running for like, a road commissioner, and you like rigged it to win, right? Like that's like how pathetic it ended up being. And honestly, like he's so competitive. I'm pretty sure he only keeps me around because like if he's feeling down, like he just always called me up for like a game of like 1-on-1. He's gonna absolutely cook me. Like I'm just like a boost for Logan's confidence anymore. Like. Oh, jeez. No, I don't actually feel that way. Don't get sick. But because he's like super competitive, like I'm concerned he's gonna get the mic at the end of this because he's funnier than me. He's been trying super hard. Like I'm gonna get smoked. So like, 0 chance, Kelly, at my 40th that we do this roast format because like my paper heart couldn't take it. But in all seriousness, so after like knowing this guy for 35-ish years and like being friends for the vast majority of that, even though we've grown up, got our own families, our own lives, our own kids, Logan would still be like one of the first people I'd call. If I've got good news or bad news, like I know Logan would be there for me, just like I'd be there for him. And I look up to him not only because he's a foot taller than me, but I also look up to him just him as a person. He's driven to be the best. He's super self-confident. He's like, it's those qualities that make him into like the amazing person that he is, right? Like, if you asked him now, like he's positive that he would be the WNBA MVP suited up today.
I would.
Logan would be it. Like that's just how confident he is. Like it's, but it's that side of him that like actually makes him super exceptional and like an absolute joy to be around, and slightly misogynistic. But so all that, I would like to toast to Logan for 40 fantastic years, and to these next years. I hope the boner pills work a lot better than the hair pills did. Love you, buddy.
First, mostly that Logan is full of self-confidence. He absolutely is. I mean, come on. That started right there. Look at his name. That's blue steel right there. Well, you know we saved the best for last, and I started off Corey by saying he was one of Logan's oldest friends. That was a lie, okay? Bob Zalad and Logan have known each other since they were infants, truly. And first of all, before I go any further, I'm going to ask everyone to stop recording, except for Bob.